Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's Mark G with the GordonXchange.com and also the Green Room Podcast. Right now I have a special guest via Skype. You might know her as the bank teller. You might know her as Tasha. But her name is Miss Dominque Perry. How you doing?
Hi, how are you, Marcus? I'm good.
I appreciate you doing this, man. I reached out to you and with no hesitation you said you was down to do it, so I thank you for that.
Oh yeah, I'm all about helping. I'm all about, helping my brothers and sisters, especially when y'all doing something good. So definitely.
I appreciate it, man. So like you said before we turned the camera on, you said you kind of know what I already want to talk about, but I want to know a little bit about you though, your background. Like I was kind of doing my research last night, trying to find out some info. Just tell me a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, and how you got into acting and everything.
Okay, well, I hail from the wonderful, wonderful city of Houston, Texas, Xchange.
Okay.
And been acting literally since 7. I got started at the Ensemble Theater downtown in Houston, and they taught me about theater, dance, pretty much everything. Then from there, I majored in theater in college, and then after that, I had moved to Atlanta to further pursue acting. I stayed there for about 4 years, and then I said, okay, I gave Atlanta a try. And then I decided to move out here to LA. I've only been out here since February.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty cut and dry, but I definitely have been doing this all my life. I've never really had a plan B. So I'm just going to start at work at this plan A.
Right.
And it's working out.
That's what's up, man. Now, I know you had a role in Get Hard with Kevin Hart, Will Ferrell.
Yes.
Was that your first role, like on screen, on TV, or in movies?
On that big of a caliber, yes.
Okay.
As far as I've done many local films in Houston, shout out to Joseph Elmore because he gave me like my first big role. In this film called Because I Love You, that was like on Netflix. So, but as far as that big of a caliber, like on main screen,
okay,
and such big names, definitely it was like my first. Like I felt like a virgin again.
Okay.
When it came to the acting, but I definitely was doing like a lot of different films back at home and stuff like that.
Okay. How was that though? Like you said, for that to be like one of your first big roles, and you on set with Kevin Hart and T.I., Will Ferrell, like. Was it shot? Like, how did you handle it?
Oh, I handled it well. I will say that, baby. Dominique handled it really good. I remember the first person that I was getting my hair and makeup done in the trailer, and the first person walked in was Will Ferrell, and I was like, oh God, Dominique, don't don't say nothing to him. And when he introduced himself to me, I was like, okay, hey, how you doing? My name's Dominique. Okay, nice to meet you. Like, I handled it really good. Everybody was really nice, though, really down to earth. Will Ferrell was so humble, so quiet, and I think that kind of made me calm down a little bit around him.
Right.
So everybody was really cool, and they treated me like a friend, like not somebody that's new, an incoming freshman. Like, they really treated me with respect, and I loved it. So that definitely made the experience very enjoyable.
Right. How did you, like you said, you've been in LA since February, so how did you come across this role on Insecure? Like, was it just an audition, or how did that go?
Like, I have a manager, Melanie Turner, and she called me, of course, and I was really, when I moved out here, I thought that I was going to be booming. Like, I thought I was going to have audition Monday, audition Tuesday, like 7 days of the week.
Right.
Callbacks, all that. I wasn't getting none of that. I had got probably like 4 auditions since I had been out here. And then she called me and told me about Insecure, and I read the scene, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. So I auditioned for it. They liked it. I got called back, I think, about 4 times. And then I think the 4th time was the chemistry read with Jay Ellis.
Okay.
And we hit it off. And I didn't even think that I had the role at first because it took them so long to get back with me about the chemistry read with Jay. And I was like, I looked on Issa's Instagram and they had the table read. I was like, oh man, they had chosen Tasha, bro. Like, I'm Tasha.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'll move forward. And I'll say a couple of weeks later, my manager called and was like, they want a table read with you. I said, oh snap. So I did it. Me and Jay, our chemistry was bomb together. And before I knew it, they were negotiating things. and
Yeah.
talk to my manager, and I say, oh my gosh, like I'm really about to get this role.
That's
so
dope.
It just went on from there. It happened super slow, but super fast at the same time. I can't explain it.
Right.
I love that role. I said I knew I wanted that Tasha role. I said I pray to God. I say that role is mine.
Do you feel, how much do you feel like you, Dominique, identify with Tasha?
Oh wow, Tasha and Dominique are pretty much hand in hand. I think that's the reason why I liked her so much, because she's a girl on the go. She's an around the way filet. I'm an around the way filet. You know, very down to earth. But she's one of those girls that can go to the club, get a little ratchet with her friends, but show up ready to work. And
right.
So, you know, so I like that about her, and I can relate to that too, because I'm one of those that's with my friends hanging out, but when I'm about business, I'm about business. You know, she's trying to further her career. She's trying to better herself. That's me.
Right.
Better myself. She's beautiful, but she doesn't let people take advantage of that, and I definitely can relate to that, especially in like a male-dominated field, I believe. And when you come in and you're a little bit attractive, you really got to demand respect, and
right.
I feel like she's trying to demand respect. You
right.
know? And I like that about her. She's very down home, and that's me.
Yeah.
Just trying to make $1 in a dream, you know?
I mean, it makes sense, like you said.
Oh, this is me, pretty much.
Be like you saying, you being from Houston and all of that, it really seems like it all comes together. Like you kind of embody the character, like y'all got a lot in common.
Yeah, exactly. Like when she said, I'm trying to go back to school, like I'm trying to really further my career, I said, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm here trying to further my career, do some big things, you know, but I still got that down home mentality, and that's her. She wear a hoop earrings, you know, she hasn't lost where she's come from.
Right.
But I gotta let where she came from dictate where she's going, and that's definitely, I can relate to her. You know, and she's flirty, she's fun, she's colorful. I'm like, that's pretty much Dominique, you know?
Yeah.
With a twist. I don't work at the bank, but that's cool. I work at the bank, but Tasha is hitting it at the bank.
Hey, now, you said it's like a male-dominated field. You feel like it's a male-dominated field. How is it working on a show where you got somebody like Issa Rae who created the show and such so many women around and having that element to it? Did it make you feel more comfortable?
Oh, definitely. And Issa is so easy to work with. We haven't had any scenes together yet, but just seeing her and observing her on set, I just love how she carries herself. I look up to her because she's running it. Like,
yeah.
She's the creator of this, you know, and she's helped so many of us get jobs on this. So I love it, and it's so like woman powering, you know, and
right.
she's a strong woman, and she's doing the damn thing, and that's what I admire about her so much. It's like, man, you young, you black, and you a woman, and you doing this. I definitely like watching her and observing her, and I just hope that we'll get to work together more in the upcoming season if Tasha is around, you know. I really like her as a person, and I love her character on and off screen. She's great. She's a great person to look up to, a real good role model.
Right. So, everybody, how was it for you after the finale? Because it seemed like after the finale, you was everywhere. Like, the bank teller, Tasha, how was that?
I know, and that's so funny. Because the first few episodes, I was like, okay, and then they were like, okay, it's the bank teller. And then I think the episode before, when I showed up to his job at Best Buy, attention, and it was a couple of articles about me, and I was like, okay, so they started to know Tasha. That finale, it like raised times 20. I was literally so in shock. I was like, so now Tasha has arrived. A lot of women hated me, but then a lot of women loved me too. It's just so mixed right now.
Yeah. And I mean,
it's been crazy. It's been definitely overwhelming, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's so exciting to see people accepting me, and I'm on this huge show. It's surreal to me. I can't even describe the feeling of the attention that Tasha as a person is getting. I love it.
Right. Now, it brought up a lot of different emotions in people. We started talking about the double standards between men and women. So, How do you feel about it? You know, to take yourself out of the equation as an actress, the storyline itself, how do you feel about, you know, Issa cheating on Lawrence and then Lawrence end up linking up with you at the end? Like, how do you just feel about the whole thing?
Well, taking myself out of it, to put myself in Issa's shoes, I definitely understand. And a lot of us women can relate to that. You know, sometimes us women make mistakes, but I think Steve Harvey said the saying, you can't do what I do and still be considered a lady. So men can definitely cheat, and we'll take them back, we'll accept them back. Hey, back, we just gonna go to counseling. Just as long as you don't call that shit no more, we good.
Right.
But if you do it, it's a problem. Like it's over, it's done. And I understand where Issa coming from. You know, she had a weak moment, a vulnerable moment, and this is a guy that she had been liking, had talked to, you know, and back in school. So, you know, she had that itch that needed to be scratched.
Hey, that was such a grimy line when she told him that.
It was so grimy, but you know, a lot of times that's the truth. Men, just like with men will cheat, and then the side chick will be like, "What happened?" He's like, "Look, I just had an itch needed to be scratched. I'm with my girl now, though, so like you gotta back up. You know, it's rude. It's like, what are you doing? That's my feelings." So, but I definitely can relate to Issa on that, and she loves Lawrence, and she just wants him back. Look, I made a mistake. I want you back. On Lawrence's hand, they kind of were like on a break, I feel. So I don't feel too bad about it. As far as Tasha, like I don't feel like Tasha has done anything wrong.
Right.
They were break, and a lot of women were coming at Tasha, and I'm like, y'all don't understand. When Tasha showed up to his job and he said, "I have a girlfriend," she backed off. Like, you didn't see her anymore until the end when he, you know, called her and, you know, went down. So, you know, it was like that, but I definitely, can you see me?
I can now.
Oh,
okay.
I definitely can relate to both sides. Both sides are pretty messed up, but, you know, I definitely understand Issa, and I definitely understand Tasha. I definitely understand Lawrence.
Yeah.
You know, they have different perspectives, but it kind of intertwines together.
Yeah. So, will we see Tasha in season 2?
Ooh! Oh, that's so crazy! If it was my perspective, I see Tasha everywhere because I definitely, that finale really put her on the map like that. So definitely people want to see her more and more now. But with the writing team on Insecure, they're so talented and their mind is so out there. I have no clue where they're going to have Tasha.
Right.
What they're going to have Tasha doing.
Right.
What's going to be going down. I have no clue. I definitely want to see her into Lawrence even more.
Right.
And taken more seriously. But still funny, still flirty, haven't lost her edge, but still around. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because she really likes Lawrence. I want her to grow to love Lawrence. You know, even with Issa trying to get in the picture, I think that's where the funny stuff will happen.
That's what yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Issa and Tasha, like, have a little showdown. You know, that'll be really, really interesting, and that'll be what I think people would want to see. And I want it dramatic but funny as possible. But
right.
We never know what the writing team's going to come up with. They're insane.
Now,
what I would want to know.
Now, outside of Insecure, just tell like because this will go up on the website. It'll also be a part of our next podcast. But just tell people, you know, outside of Insecure, where they can find you, what else you got going on, stuff to look out for, all of that good stuff.
Okay, cool. Well, outside of Insecure, I just wrapped up a second season of Underground. Very, very great show. Completely different from Insecure because it's back. It's a period piece.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody's seen the first season of Underground, they know.
That's on WGN.
So I did a couple of episodes on Underground. So that should be premiering in March. And other than that, possibly just trying to work on Insecure and do different things. So we'll see what January on out has for Dominque Perry. I have no clue. I'm just steadfast on God that everything will work out and I'll just be really, really working. So right now, Underground is what I just finished up.
Okay. Now I was on your Instagram. I was looking back at your Instagram. Do you dance? Do you dance also?
I dance. I'm taking dance classes with Tiffany Simon out here. She's amazing. So I do take dance classes. I've been dancing all my life just as much as I've been acting all of it.
Okay.
I did a show called America's Best Dance Crew on MTV, like back in 2010. Extreme Motion, that was the crew that we was in, and we dominated, boy. We hit it. We got eliminated, but we hit it. Okay.
Now I'm gonna have to go back and look because I used to watch that show. Now I'm gonna have to go back and find you.
Really? Yes. I think it was season 5 we were on.
Okay.
They're like, it was season 5, but if you just type in Extreme Motion, Xtreme Motion, you'll be able to find us. It was definitely great. I really thought I was gonna make it then. I was like, oh yes, I'm on TV now, and then we got eliminated. I was like, okay. That's before I go. But yeah, I've been dancing all of my life. I love dancing. It's such a stress relief. It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
I definitely want to do more things, more projects that have to do with dancing, where I get to showcase dancing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a little bit more than just my acting. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Well, you are highly sought after right now. I saw Bossip said, "Oh, we found the bank teller's Instagram and all this other stuff."
Hey, Bossip. That's like the second article Bossip had did on me. I like Bossip, and I've known of Bossip for the longest.
Right.
For them to feature me, I'm like, oh hey, that's pretty awesome. Like I said, it's just surreal.
Yeah.
Like everything that I've been wanting. I'm finally seeing the fruits of my hard labor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not been easy. It still is not easy, but you gotta keep going.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I appreciate you checking in with me, getting up. I know you're on the West Coast, so you got up early, so I really appreciate that. Just tell people like your social media handles where they can follow you and all that good stuff.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I don't have Snapchat. I don't have Twitter. I should get those things, but I am on Instagram. My Instagram is at Dominque P. That's DOMINQUEP. Definitely on Instagram. On Facebook as well as Dominque Perry. But
okay.
Instagram is mainly what I be on, really.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fine like that.
Well.
Thank you so much, Marcus, for having me. I appreciate it.
No, thank you. Thank you for doing it, man. Like you said, it's important for you to try to help people out that's trying to do different things. And, I come across some people that they ain't on it. They're not having it. They don't really want to do anything with you or, do an interview. I've had people tell me, I'll do the interview for $1,000. Like, so it's... You have those, but then you have others that's like me. I'm very humble, and I'm so down that I support. I definitely support, because I know what it's like, trying to come up and things like that. I definitely understand. Not saying that you're trying to come up because you're there and you're doing it, but a lot of other people are trying, and I'm like, I understand. Right.
So I'm here to support it any way that I can,
Thank you. Well, hopefully we see you back in season 2.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
If you're back in season 2, hopefully we can check in with you again as the story progresses and see where Tasha and Lawrence is at this point. But Miss Dominque Perry for the Xchange.com, the Green Room Podcast, thank you so much.